Right, then hello everybody who is watching the VOD. As always, to those who are the early birds, we got an interesting stream lined up today, and that, I mean, it's the same stuff as usual. So, yeah, it's good to be back, because last week's live stream, as I will mention in a moment when everybody arrives, I was a guest for the London Bridge Bricks live stream, or London Bridge Cooling, as the stream itself is called. I need to let me do this bit first before I do the ping. Nice to get it organized when everyone's here. Yeah, so well, it wasn't last week, rather, it was last night. Last weekend, I was away in the north of England. Pretty good time. Okay, copy, paste, into live streams, save all that. That one there. That one there. Right, cool. That should be that one. Get rid of that. Go to that one. Go to that one. That should have. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one also. There we go. And that is the description of the stream updated. Hello, RK. Good to see you. Everyone live now. How many people in the Discord server today? 216 people. 216 people in the server. Oh, do you remember the time where it was hovering around 200, like 199, 200? Then loads of people started flooding in. Yeah. Here we are now. So, yes. So, in terms of stuff for me to talk about, I can talk about the, again, the live stream that I was a guest on last night. If you haven't seen it, then make sure to do so. I have posted it on my Discord server as well as on the community tab of my channel, so you can't miss it. If I shuffle this way a little bit. Hey, Josh, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. I've got everything. Yeah, I've got everything sorted. Yeah, I can talk about those as well. Okay, so now it's just a matter of time of waiting for more people to show up. We'll let that happen in its own time. So let's get this out of the way then. Let's talk about James. Hello, good to see you made it. And yeah, let's talk about the stream that I was taking part in last night. So once again, I was returning to London Bridge Bricks and his weekly live streams on Friday evenings here. Well, evenings in the UK at least, which is called London Bridge Cooling. And it's a very cool live stream because there's about, well, I don't think there's ever been more than 10 people for his show. And, you know, me being amongst 7, 8 other Lego, not train builders, but other Lego builders, other Lego AFOL fans, is really cool because the conversation there is, you know, the stream goes on for about 3 hours. There's a lot to talk about, and showcase, and so much to really kind of go on when it comes to interaction. So yeah, it was really nice to be back. Some familiar faces. I haven't seen any of the other streams, which is not the best thing for me to really say because I was a guest twice. But I am pretty sure, because when I was on the stream last night, there were a number of people who were there last time, and I'm assuming they are at least regulars, or at least show up on most streams. It'll be a bit of an occasion for them to not appear on the stream. That'd be my guess. So yeah, nice to see some familiar faces as well. Some new people introduced, of course. And yeah, just nice to talk about Lego trains again and showcase a few models on the stream last night. I did get a few new Instagram followers, which is, you know, I suppose that's something. I suppose a few more YouTube subscribers as well, because, you know, the publicity from appearing on a bigger YouTube channel is always really good. Okay, says Luke, what is your opinion on traction engines? They are, I mean, they're a thing that exists. It's a traction engine is something that's, I remember my old mate from primary school when we hung out years ago, like the last time we hung out, he came over to my place and I said to him, I'll tell you what, I'll make one, like, because he really liked traction engines at the time. And he said to me, would you make one out of Lego? I said, yeah, go on then. And it never actually became a brick built model, but I made one on Lego Digital Designer. We just sat there silently for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, he got bored and was like, well, why'd you ask me to make one? That I'm not going to be able to actually make one. Besides, I'm not going to see you for forever. So this model's going to get scrapped anyways. So yeah, it was that's the only time I ever made a traction engine out of Lego. But they're still fascinating machines. I remember seeing a video on, I think it was Instagram, of a traction engine being used in a field for farming, and there was a massive plow. I think like another dozen farmers on it with their own tools to kind of help plow the field. It was a really interesting thing to see. So yeah, I missed it unfortunately. Hope you're on again sometime. Well, I would like to appear on that show again because again it was a really good show. But there's two issues to that. First of all, he uses StreamYard to do his show, and whilst I was doing the show last night, there were times where, well, I had to use my phone for the camera. So here I'm using my tablet, but for StreamYard specifically, I had to use my phone. Kumata Joe, hello, very good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, your first time tuning into the show, I believe, or at least first time commenting. So yeah, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So yes, with the stream last night, I had to use my phone, and StreamYard was glitching out like crazy. For like the first hour and a half, it was going mental to the point where it even crashed. I had to rejoin the call, which was really bad. It didn't happen at all last time, which is quite annoying. But I don't know. It was the best thing for. I don't have a camera like a webcam from my PC, so sadly I can't do it that way. But again, the tablet, it was all right, but not the best thing ever because again, it was a bit sluggish, and the phone turned out to have the best performance. But even then, the screen was going crazy. It was just that didn't happen last time, so I was getting a bit worried, you know. This is a duck. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in last night as well. I saw that you're. I think you just made a hello comment last night, and the host basically said, "Is that a duck or is that a pigeon?" He basically called you out, which is a bit amusing. Is he wrong though? Is he wrong though? I mean, you are a duck, but your profile says, or your profile picture says that's a pigeon. That is a bit sus. Had no idea this was going on. Just saw this in my recommendations. Oh right, okay. Well, yeah, this is the 31st live stream that I have done. The first one took place back in January. This is I attempt to do these weekly, you know, at the same time every night. Well, weekend night that is. Sometimes it's Saturday, sometimes it's Sunday. And yes, Kumata's builds are very good. His models, I was able to meet him in person at the Avon Valley Lego show back in May, and I saw his Thomas, Percy, Toby, and it was Duck. Did you bring Duck as well? I was able to basically see some of his Lego train models in real life, and the sheer size of them, like his Toby model is 9 studs wide, at least at the roof, and being able to. I think I said this last night as well. Who did I say this to? Yeah, it must have been last night. And I basically said, you know, being able to see the pictures of what people have made online is one thing, but when you're there in person, and you can actually go to, you know, not necessarily go to grab them, but because I know him, we're in the same club, um, to be able to kind of hold them and look at them in person, it's a much different feeling, and it's way cooler. It's so much better to be able to behold these models. So yeah, he definitely has some incredible models. I am assuming that you saw Lego Railway series on Discord make his model of Percy using the Wii bricks. That's coming along quite well as well. So it's a long and complicated story. The pigeon isn't the duck, but they are linked. Okay. I mean, if it's a If it's a story you want to tell, then tell it. Otherwise, you know, no pressure on you. Okay then. Oh yeah, I need to put my phone on charge because I've been hogging the charger for the tablet for the stream. I was hopping in and out of the live stream, so I must have missed it when he said it. I think it was, well, within the first hour at least. There's a thing he does where along the bottom of the screen, or like the sort of bottom section here, he'll highlight a comment from the chat if it's something relevant or it's just a cool comment. And it was you basically saying hello. And when he highlighted it, he basically he basically said, "This is a duck. Hello to the stream." Is that a duck? You know, seeing your profile picture already. He doesn't go into you, but it was just a quick, snappy comment. Or is that a pigeon? Who knows? He's a bit lively, the host. Yeah, that's a really good thing about him. But yeah, again, it doesn't really mean anything, but he addressed it before I did. Let me put it that way. I saw Gibbs Percy taking shape. I'm most interested in the brick quality from Wee Bricks. Could be very handy as a cheap source from bulk parts. Yes, I think I might have to give that a try as well one day for a dedicated model. I think the Blue Bricks company uses Wee Bricks as well. Just trying to remember what Dan from Tech Brick once said, because I was talking to him about Blue Bricks, and this is something I could probably talk to you about as well. So last weekend at LUKR Members Weekend, Dan, who is the guy who owns and runs Tech Brick, which is a store or an online store here in the UK, who basically resells a bunch of Lego Train related products or Lego Train or Lego compatible train themed products into the UK. So what was really interesting was there was a lot he said and I can't really remember, but there was one thing I do remember during his talk last week at least, where he said companies based in Germany, i.e. Blue Bricks and another company, can't remember, they basically have been saying to Tech Brick, no, we can't ship anything to you at this time. It was just a simple, a formal, we are unable to ship anything to you at this time. But translated, they don't want to ship anything to the UK. So to temporarily get political for a moment, I've definitely said this before, I must have done. So when Brexit officially kicked in at the start of last year, I think. So I think I remember getting my Blue Bricks Eurostar sets like just in time. So when Brexit officially kicked in, there were a lot of companies that stopped shipping to the UK because of all the hassle, and Blue Bricks was one of them. And thanks to a member of the LUKR that lives in the Netherlands, we are able to use that member to buy some of the stuff for us. He ships it to us personally, and we basically pay him. He's our smuggler, so to say. Um, but yes, it's really frustrating that Blue Bricks in particular are refusing to ship to the UK, because I've bought from Blue Bricks before. I have bought red train windows for some of my coronation coaches, and of course the actual window pieces that go in the frames, and of course, like I mentioned a moment ago, the Eurostar set. I've done a video on that Eurostar set, so if you're curious, give that a watch because it is a fascinating set. The one thing I don't like about their trains, the actual trains themselves, they build their models to 6 studs wide, and it's interesting to see how they capture some of the details at a 6 wide scale. You could definitely get the height and the length of a model and still build 6 wide, but some of the details they've sacrificed is really interesting to say the least. They have their own Union Pacific big boy. It's, for what it is, it's a good price, but not one I would get. No, no. I remember seeing, who was it on Discord that bought a big boy for about $200 or so? Skippy, that's the guy. And yeah, just looking on Discord now at that set, that's a much better set. Looks incredible. And the brick quality definitely seems to be there. But that's the thing though, because I think Blue Bricks and the company that this set comes from, and I think a couple of other companies as well that are Lego compatible, um, basically have their bricks manufactured by Wee Bricks. So WEBRICKS. And it's really cool in the sense that, again, haven't bought the set. The quality to Lego is almost identical. The only visual difference is the fact that Lego prints Lego on the. Uh, oh, there we go. Sorry, my tablet is freaking out a bit. Sorry, I just had a notification come up. As I was. Sorry, that's distracted me now. What was I talking about? Weebricks, yeah. So the quality of Weebricks, it's the studs basically on Lego bricks have Lego printed on, well, actually molded into them. On Weebricks is a flat stud. I bet every other company basically has a flat stud, which is a dead giveaway if it's an off-brand brick. But even then, the actual brick and plastic quality itself is spot on. If I mumbled around a bunch of bricks that were made from Lego and from Weebricks, you wouldn't be able to tell what was what straight away. The feel of them, the quality of the plastic, again, the way they snap together with other parts, it's so perfect. It's amazing. James says, I bought from Tech Brick a few times. I did the same, tried some metal axles from Blue Bricks just before they cut off. And there's a few people yelling studs. I think that was just before I got cut off by the tablet distraction there. So I need to sorry about this. I'm being pinged as well. Did you distract me? Saturday TV night sorted. Oh, I think wait for the photo. Okay. Okay, Luke, sound off in chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, Luke. Thank you. Hang on a minute. I need to reply to this. So one of my lug mates has just sent a picture in the chat. Well, in a group chat here. Where's the other one? I go, well, I would hope you can hear me because, you know, I've got the stream set up properly. So, okay, I know one person who's watching. I'll tell you what, that reminds me. Oh, hang on a minute. So, do the reddish brown parts snap easy like real Lego too? First of all, no idea. I don't have any of their reddish brown parts. Secondly, I finally discovered why reddish brown parts are so weak. I was actually looking at random videos last night before I went to bed, and one of the videos was why reddish brown is so brittle. And apparently it's all to do with the dyes that Lego use for their plastics. So with all the bricks, the dyes they use for their colors is perfectly fine, but for the reddish brown color, it's less compatible with the plastic. So when the bricks are molded, it's therefore more brittle. So it's interesting how reddish brown is the one sort of outlier. I don't know why they haven't refined it either, but yeah, interesting to kind of think that there's this sort of, it's not an error in the manufacturing, but it's, you know, that little hiccup is there. One of the dye colors is just not 100% compatible, which is a bit bizarre. And what about dark red? I still haven't bought any dark red. Dark red is one of those colors like with the shade of light blue. I don't know how many parts are available in dark red because I don't build in dark red. I still get people leaving comments, not so much on YouTube, but every now and then in personal chat spaces where they say, you know, Luke's coronation is this and that. He should have built it in dark red. I would like to try that one day, but again, I don't really want to spend that much more money to get dark red pieces. It would be interesting to see if I can get some more rounder shaped bricks. Because if anybody who hasn't seen, British Bricks, let me have first of all, British Bricks uploaded this morning. Well, this morning for us in the UK. Dark red used to be quite rare, but now it's quite prolific in recent years. Well, that's good. I think most colors have become more prolific and more common. But it will be, I just want to find a place that has, I think Bricklink kind of has this, but it's not helpful in the sense, I think I said this as well. basically where you can go onto Bricklink, look up a certain type of color, and they have a menu of sorts, like a whole list of bricks and a picture of the brick that is available in that color. But it doesn't show the actual brick itself in that color, which is really distracting because you're trying to visualize what that brick would look like in that color. Trying to put the two together in your head is not the best thing ever, so it's a bit of a turn off. So again, that happened with the shades of light blue, trying to figure that out. Right, what am I doing? I need to go to following. Let's talk about British Bricks. So yeah, once again, British Bricks. He uploaded a video this morning on a layout update. His layout is really coming together. My work here is done. I must go now. Thanks for tuning in for as long as you have, RK. And okay, here we go. So here's model of the streamlined coronation. That's what I'm looking for. So there are some interesting sort of rounded bricks. Is that what I think it is? I don't know if it's actually that big. I think that's a that's a 3x3. No, I suppose that is the part that I think it is. But it's just looking at his model there, and the way he's kind of done the rounded front is very good. And if the appropriate parts that are in this image are available in dark red, it would definitely be worth a go. So if I put that in the chat, so this is the picture in question. So colors tabs is overpowered, then change added pictures, change to added pictures in the options. I'll have to show you on Discord. Yeah, I think that might help because figuring out what's available in what colors would be, you know, the best thing ever when it comes to making future models. If I make future models, because you know I haven't made a new locomotive in a long while. Luke, are you still watching? Sorry, I have to be careful with what I say now because someone I know personally is watching the stream. It's 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 a bit weird, you know. James also says yes, same with dark blue availability too. I think I'm okay with dark blue because well, car engine. Sorry about that. But yeah, the dark blue is a model, a color that I have built in a number of times. One of the early models I've made, I think, even going back to when I made my 6 wide models, I've built a few engines using dark blue. I think I'm okay with that because whenever I go to make something out of dark blue, like when I'm making a brick recorder, whatever shop I'm in, because I organize their parts or their inventory rather by color, and I'll just scroll through all the colored bricks. I know what's on what page at this point, so I'll just go to their dark blue. Oh, they got 50 different parts in. Let's just see what they got. And you can get a couple of hundred dark blue pieces in a Bricklink store. So yeah, I think that particular color I'm okay. Not sand red though. Sand red. You know what? Having mentioned British Bricks layout updates this morning, I actually watched all 3. So this morning he posted his 3rd update. In his 2nd update, he was building with sand red. Sand red, I think, only apparently, well, comes in one set, and that's supposed to mean it only comes in one brick. Like only one brick has sand red. But apparently there's a few more, like another 5 or 6 different bricks can come in sand red. So yeah, that's interesting to say the least. But yeah, it was a very different color to kind of see him use. He said he was fed up of all the grays, so yeah, that definitely makes up for it. Okay, the long story is finished. It's longer than you can type in one go, though. That's fine. So this is a duck, is from a thing I was filming with my brother. And in between scenes, his head pops in and he says, humans don't exist, right? They are just inanimate objects that are plush toys. This is a duck. When making this channel, I couldn't think of a better name, so I went with this. The profile picture originally was a duck. The pigeon is a bit more confusing. I have an exaggerated obsession with pigeons. Okay. That can be traced back to when I was watching a video of Postman Pat, where his black and white cat is the black and white pigeon, and it stems from there. So when I was on a bike much later and I see loads of pigeons on a bridge, I just have to get a video of them and a few pictures, and this Sorry, the chat keeps moving up when I'm trying to read. And this one with the angry eyes was just too good, so I had to use it as my profile picture. Okay then, that's from using Postman Pat and your own custom film and plush toys were in there somewhere. This is a duck is actually a pigeon. Love it. Love the story. Well done. Dark green is a mix of easy to get but expensive, or hard to get and needing a loan. Yes, dark green is one of those evil colors where you can actually get a fair whack of dark green pieces for a decent price. Well, decent price in the sense that sorry, my brain's going again. The chat's going a bit too quick. So dark green again, yes. I think at the point where you can get parts for a decent price, so long as you're aware that those are kind of the average prices for dark green pieces. Like a 1x6 plate, for example. I've got loads of those, and every now and then I kind of go, yeah, you know what, I could probably do with a few more of them because of a certain model I got made in the works. So I'll grab a few of them. They're a certain amount of pence per brick. Yeah, sure. You just get used to that price. So if you try and look for another store that has it cheaper, chances are you're not going to find it unless you have someone in person who's looking to sell a few bricks on and they're willing to sell them a little bit cheaper. I don't know. So Kamata then says, that is why my Oliver is taking longer than it should. Those damn macaroni pieces. Macaroni pieces in dark green? Are you for real? Hang on a minute. It's a brick link. Snazzy, I did see your picture, your comment in chat. I'll answer that now. I don't have a damn clue. My GCSEs were years ago. I don't really have my CV saved anymore because I've been working in the same place since college. They're probably saved somewhere. All I need to know is, well, all you need to know rather is, they weren't the best grades. Nah, GCSEs were rough years. Okay. Sorry, I affected the UK market while I was back on a button when you bought a load. Ah, it was you. You're the reason everything's so expensive. Right, macaroni piece. What kind of macaroni pieces? The 2x2 ones, I'm guessing. In dark green? 2x2? No. Okay. 3x3, 4x4. Oh, the actual bricks. That would There it is. Yes. Oh, that's a different story. So, dark green macaroni bricks, apparently, only 8 stores on Bricklink have them. They're all selling one each, except for one store in Portugal, who has 27 of them, and they are £9.42 each. Oh, lordy lord. I'll tell you what, that reminds me, this is more on Bricklink. I still have a tab saved for the Hogwarts Express massive wheels. What are they looking like now? Oh, that's a story as well. So, okay, there's a store in the US that has 30 of these for £2.77 each. That's not bad at all. There's the store from China, the first one to publicly have these on sale on Bricklink, who apparently has 60 of these for £5.35 each. But the fact that you showed up so quickly with 60, chances are these are knockoffs, which is a bit of a shame. But that store in the US that claims to have 30, did you really buy 5 just to part? Interesting. For that low of a price as well. That's very difficult to say if these are knockoffs either. Huh. Okay then. Got a lot of notifications appearing on my tablet. It's getting on my nerves now. And they're appearing here as well. Luke, are you still watching? It's probably going to message me afterwards and be like, oh, that was such a good stream. Like, I'm probably just really embarrassed me. He's not really that kind of person to do so, but because this is the first time I've actually seen him, or at least he's informed me of tuning in, was actually, no, it's not the first time. He was one of the few people that clipped the Hogwarts Express crash from a few weeks ago. Does anybody remember that? When I crashed my expensive Lego set? Yeah, that was not a fun time either. Ah, plenty of good stuff still. What's going on in chat then? Because there's quite the conversation going on. I'll see if I bought more than I needed. I may well have bought a few extras of these corner. Yeah, the corner pieces in dark green. Yep. What's wrong? That's the wrong mold type, Luke. What do you mean, mold type? Probably from something a moment ago. Those wheels are, yes, they are ugly wheels. That is the problem. The size of them is not a problem. It's the fact that the crankshaft is an extra stud distance away from the center of the wheel. So in a full rotation, that's 5 studs of space that's traveling, compared to a normal wheel that only does 3 studs of space worth of rotation. So it's, yeah. Still will be interesting to get a few more wheels just to try and play with it. But even then, it's very poorly designed. It really is. I just sent you this is a duck clip. Oh, that's what the Discord notification is. Let me go all the way back there 1 second. Okay, there we go. Amazingly, it still says on Discord that your username is irrelevance. That's like a blast from the past at this point. Right, I can close down that tab. I'm gonna have a look at this one. There was a German with 18 and a Hungarian with 16. Yeah, there are a few more stores. Let me get it back up. So this actually goes into the story that I was going to tell a moment ago. I may as well tell you now. So there was a store in the UK that had 6, or I think only 4 for sale, and they were £1.50 each. UK store, £1.50 each. Oh my god, I need to get these now. So straight away, I bought them. And I bought loads of other stuff from his store because I thought, he's got loads of parts. I could definitely do with topping up after some of the models I've recently made. And I specifically say to him, I need next day delivery. That way the spare wheels can be taken with me to Members Weekend. The parcel arrives. Pardon me. There we go. And the wheels that arrived were the normal size wheel, not the massive ones from the Hogwarts Express set, which is a real shame, but it wasn't his fault. I was very understanding as to why this is. So if you look at the normal train wheel on Bricklink, it basically reads black train wheel RC, spokes with Technic axle, hull, and counterweight 30mm diameter flange driver. That's the normal wheel. For the Hogwarts Express wheel, it's exactly the same, but it says 50mm. So the only difference is one number in that entire sequence. So it was very easy for him to kind of misclick or just incorrectly enter what the item actually was. It's not the end of the world because I got some more wheels to basically put in my collection. I might be able to use them for another model in the future. Who knows? But again, I was very forgiving. It was fine. I said to him, not the part I wanted, but at the same time, I get it. I get it. So yeah, that was a thing. I was very excited for a moment as well because when the parcel arrived in the post the next day, because in my mind, until I opened it and realized it was the wrong piece. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh my god, I got more massive wheels. Really excited. And then it turns out it wasn't. But again, not the end of the world. Right. Yes, let's have a look at who else is selling. So again, that's the store. So the top is the cheapest and the bottom is the most expensive. So there's that USA store with 30 of them, £2.77 each. The store from Germany with 18 of these, £4.53 each. The store from Hungary with 6 of them at £4.87 each. There's number 2. The Chinese store with a bunch of knockoffs. Another store in Belgium with 12 of these at £5.39 each. Another store in Belgium with only two at £5.47. A store in Slovenia. Slovenia. Oh, just made myself look like a right dweeb on camera. With eight of them at £6 and 5 pence each. And a store again in the US. 12 available at £7.15 each. I really hope another UK store has some more in stock, even if it's just one or two. I would love to have a few extras. But even then, knowing what the wheels are, I might wait for another store to have 3XL size drive wheels available, because they will just be better quality. It's mainly just because of the size of the kind of main crankshaft bit. Again, that extra stud gap really does make a massive difference. It can really mess up a model, basically. Hogs Express did the Back to the Future train crash. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it. I don't think it will ever run on tracks. Well, it can run on tracks. You just need to either modify the engine or make a dedicated layout for that train. But that's on purpose, because the train was built so 5 studs between the rails is gauge 1. That's why they went that far. They wanted to make a bigger train with all that detail, but for the sakes of having more to play with, they thought, okay, I'm still gonna everyone's gonna question the facts why they didn't make it to be on their own gauge track, because they could sacrifice a bit of that detail, lose a couple of bricks, and use that for a second coach. I'm still pissed off about that, but they tried a thing, I suppose. It hasn't been received well, so I seriously doubt they'll ever do that sort of thing in the future. I think any more display sets, like the Crocodile locomotive, how that set has its own base, but even then, that's still built to fit on normal track. So any more in the future will probably be done like the Crocodile locomotive. That Belgian one had 6, so must have sold 4 already. The Belgian store that's only got 2 now. Fair enough, I suppose. I'm going to be racing you to a UK store for those. I'm closely watching multiple parts from the set. Well, the thing is, I'm in no rush to really get these. If I do spot them from a UK store, I'll get them. Depending on the price as well. I mean, in pounds sterling, ranging from £2.77 to £7.15. It's not that bad. If they're about £5 per wheel, I reckon I'd be okay with that. But that also depends on how much said UK store sells them for. It's, spend a few more quid to get a custom printed 3XL drive wheel. Because again, like I mentioned a moment ago, it will be better quality. So, yeah, your choice, really. I can get rid of that tab now. That's enough talk about that wheel. So, yeah. If I lose that race, then fine. I don't need it to. There's nothing. Well, I say this. So for my next giant, sorry, 1 second. I need to loosen up my hand a bit. So for my next giant, I do want to experiment with making it a multiplex, but using 2 different sizes of drive wheel. Doesn't admit to having an algorithm watching the market for red train doors, amongst other things. Red train doors should be a bit more common now, thanks to the Hogwarts Express sets as well, because the coach has those red train doors. Or you could do what I do and just paint them. Nobody heard me say that. Anyway, so for my next giant, I do want to make a few more. And 3 of, what do you need 3 of each for? What are you making? Come on, let us know what you're making. Anyway, giants, right. The next one I want to make, I have been thinking about it, and I want to try and do something steampunk once again. And of course, I know how I can try and make it fit the Coronation Express, whilst having all the ideas I have for the locomotive in mind all stay intact. One thing I really want to try is to have 2 different sizes of drive wheels. I don't know which way round I want this to be. I think I'm gonna have sort of larger wheels in front for the first unit, and the sort of standard large wheel for the second unit, maybe a set of 4, so 2 on each side for the front unit, but a total of 8 wheels with 4 on each side for the second unit because they're smaller wheels. I don't know. I am, still thinking about it, and it would be very interesting to try and kind of just mix things around and kind of make it mingle like that. The set has 3 left and 3 right. I'm doing something hobby train related. Okay. Well, that actually reminds me of when I did the hobby train set series. Have you seen that? Has anybody here seen my hobby train set series? So basically, I think it was March and April 2018, I want to say, where I was able to get the hobby train off of Bricklink for a good price. I saw it, I went for it. And that's the train set that I've had the absolute most amounts of playability with. So I basically made all 30 models from that set. It was a long time ago. Yeah, that's like 4.5 years ago at this point. So for the span of 2 months, I did a video once every 2 days. Originally, it was going to be one video a day throughout the entirety of March, but it was so exhausting having to build the model, take it apart, build the next model, film it, take it apart, make the next. Yeah, so like the first half in March, the second half in April, that definitely helped. Yeah, you're part of the reason why. Mm, it's a good set. But yeah, having built all 30 models, it was very interesting to kind of have them all built up and kind of follow the instructions for them as well, because that was an excellent glimpse of how other people made models. But that was also at the time of about that set came out in 2007, I believe. So for 15 years ago, 15 years ago, let me say that again, 15 years, for what the build style was like at the time amongst other Lego train builders, it was definitely interesting. And when you look back at this point, you think, yeah, where they kind of got these shapes with some of the more simpler details. They built upside down. There was a few loose bits, but it still worked. Nothing that fell off, so to say. Some upside down building, it definitely worked. But yeah, it was definitely one of the best sets I've ever had. Again, just for the sake, because it was a 30-in-1, it was just incredible for that. Oh, so I was also tempted. I also remember being tempted into finding all of the other sets that were put forward, so to say, that could go along with this set. Because it was a 30-in-1, it was basically made from fans. So you could go online and find a few leaflets. I don't know how easy this would be to find nowadays, but yeah, there's somewhere online at least you should be able to find a selection of other models, at least the pictures of the models. Surely they're still going somewhere. Of the again of the other models that were submitted to be part of this 13-1. They were rejected because they were either too simple or too complicated. They just didn't fit 30. Maybe they were going to be the 31st and 32nd options. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really good set, basically. I'd rather buy a few parts I need than open a sealed box, for example. Well, the thing is, for a set like that, if you, let's say you have one of those sealed, what's the, okay, right, we're doing back to Bricklink. Oh, okay, so it's 10173. No, that's the holiday train. 10194. 83? 83. So there's 21 for sale on Bricklink. So used sealed. That's not very convincing. New sealed. Okay. So the first new sealed set is from a store in Sweden for just over £400. The fact that it's sealed, nice. Is anybody going to pay that much though? I mean, if you have a sealed set that you're specifically trying to sell on, there is such a thing, I say this to some people every now and then, there is such a thing as too much. Nobody's going to be able to ever afford that. Yes, it has that value, sure, but no one's ever going to be able to agree to that price. So if I had one of these sealed, I would definitely look after it for a bit. But inevitably, I would open that set because, first of all, because it's a train related set, I would eventually go into it anyways. Secondly, it's just not worth keeping sealed for that long. Because of the nature of the sets, it's, again, something I do want to enjoy. But I think the best thing about this one in particular, train stuff aside, it is one of the best sets ever for parts, especially for the fact that this is a 15-year-old set. Again, the wheels were excellent for train fans. The selection of red and black and grey and white pieces that you got, they were kind of more generic shapes as well. So that was excellent too. It was so good to have this set because it was so convenient. Again, with it being 30-in-1, you had enough parts to make the main model and, some of the extra pieces that you would need for the other 29. So the amount of parts that you got for this, it was amazing. It was so good. I do love that Lego is selling sets that are basically just loose bricks in, a bunch of different bricks and a bunch of different colors. So that's a cool thing as well. But yeah, I think if you got one of these sealed and you want to sell it on, good luck getting 300 from it. But at the same time, you may as well dig into it because it's so good. It's so good. Some sealed sets have crazy prices. If I opened any, I'm throwing away money. Again, yes, but at the same time, it's finding the person who has the money to be able to buy them. I've got open copies of any sets. I have sealed copies, so I'm less tempted. That's the thing as well. That reminds me because I said to when I was on the London Bridge Brick stream last night, I said to him, this little corner here. So these are tubs of sorted Lego bricks in colors. Behind it, and kind of a bit more tucked away there, those are sealed Lego sets that I started buying at the start of the year. There's some Ninjago, all the new Ninjago sets are in there. There's a couple of interesting sets that, I'm trying to think of some of the ones in there. I can't remember everything that's there, but the new Lightyear film, the Zurg sets, that's in there, for example. The new Harry Potter Hungarian Horntail Dragon, cool looking set. Sure, I'll buy one, just keep it sealed. That's back there. The Sonic the Hedgehog set from February, that's still sealed. That's back there. And yeah, I thought to myself, well, here's the full story. Okay, here's the full story. Get comfy. So the Lego user group I'm in is holding an annual Christmas sort of member get together. The first one I was able to take part in was last year's, and I was at I went to the Lego store near me, bought some stuff. I went to another Lego store, got some stuff there, and then I had to kind of, in between trips, I was at the house of another member. And this person, so you see this cardboard box here that says large on it. So that's a fairly tall, there's two of them stacked on there. So picture another 4 or 5 of those just in the corner, like you go up the stairs, around the sort of corridor, for example, arbitrary example, but it was kind of just a stack of 4 or 5 of these big boxes, all with sealed Lego sets in them. Some sets from 20 years ago, some sets that I looked at, I thought, oh man, I remember that. And one of them was the kind of full-size Lightning McQueen build for it was like a Cars 2 set. So again, over a decade ago, sealed. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. Now, that's what really inspired me to kind of think, okay, there are a lot of people who have bought sets for the sake of keeping them sealed and to kind of sell on. It is not something I can really do because, I rarely buy sets anyways. I do a lot of custom stuff. But I would like to try and do this experiment where I buy a few sets, give it some time, let's see if the price for them goes up. If they're actually being sold at a higher price, sure, I can sell one on. make a bit of profit. Why not? I've never openly said that before in case I get in trouble somewhere, but at the same time, I seriously doubt that would work. Ultimately, all the sets I've got, I would prefer to open them up and build them. The only problem is, where the hell am I going to put them? Once I've built them, I don't want to put them back in the box because if I'm going to open them, I want to keep them out. But even then, I've still got the issue of where the hell am I going to put them? The big Hogwarts Express set, if I can even say that, is currently not in its box. The actual box itself is that way, kind of tucked behind the storage area. The set itself is in a different box, the same plastic boxes I have the rest of my layouts in. It's in one of those, as well as all of my narrow gauge stuff. So, again, something I would love to have on display. Again, train set, so it's up my alley. But even then, it's not something I can even get out, which is a real shame because I like the set enough to have to buy, to want to buy one. Still struggling to talk. Hello, welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's that back and forth sort of itch of, I've not been tempted to open any of these because I don't have a valid enough reason to get any of them out in the first place. But in time, if they get to a point where the value of these sets starts to go up, if they get discontinued and the value goes up, sure, I'll look into selling them on, but I'm also going to have to be careful with the prices. I'm not going to be one of those people who will basically put a zero on the end of the price of the original price and say, yeah, that's the value of it now. No, that's not how it works. This was a thing with the Mater set was cool as well. I remember seeing that. I think I saw the Mater and the Lightning McQueen set at Swindon at the start of October. I think so. There was so at the Swindon Lego show, you got the main halls with all the exhibitions, and the last hall before you leave the building is the big marketplace. And there's 2 or 3 stalls that have sealed sets from like 10-15 years ago, sometimes even older. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I remember seeing the Lightning McQueen set there, and I want to say I saw the Mater one as well. I don't think it was the big Mater. I can't remember, but yeah, I think the Lightning McQueen set was also a decent price. I still got Brinklink open. Lightning McQueen. Let's have a look at the sets, or the prices for the Lightning McQueen set. Ultimate build, Lightning McQueen. Straight away, I can see that's triple digits. And the Guido thing was included. Oh yeah, of course. It does look so good though. 21 available. Incomplete. Missing some stickers from the UK as well. So that's a very interesting start for only £16. Again, missing some stickers. Has multiple pieces. Have dents in them. Okay, that's not good. Where's the first sealed one on Bricklink? Or the all? Okay, well, that's okay. The first sealed one is from Hong Kong for £116. Right above that, the previous, so £116, like the last used one here, it's a store from the US. No boxes or extras, 100% all there, very clean, for only £45. So, okay, that's not quite as expensive as I remember it being. Again, I don't remember the price that I saw from the Swindon show. That's it, for goodness sakes. Come on, brain, keep up. But yes, it is. It's not bad. That really isn't that bad. I can see more people appearing in the chat. GLS. Okay, this is the same guy from LBB show. I remember seeing. Were you in the chats, or were you one of the? Yeah, you were in the chats during the show last night. Well, either way, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's very good to see you. James also says, I still regret not buying stuff from Legoland Windsor's discount tent back in the day. There was a discount tent? That's interesting. Castle, Pirate City. Oh, man. Well, you say you put trains in there. Like 5 sets, maybe? Yes, I was. Hello, GLS. Welcome. Indeed. Very fun stream last night on London Bridge Bricks. It was very fun. I'm looking forward to showing up again in the future. So to get this bit out of the way, because I was going to say this earlier too. I don't know when I'm next to be able to appear. The reason why I was able to appear for the two occasions that I did was because I had a holiday. So for my working life, I work in the evenings, and that basically means, when everyone else gets home to do, to enjoy themselves in the evenings, I'm off to work. So when everyone's doing their streams in the evenings, I'm not available for them. So if I'm going to want to be around, it'll either have to be during the day where I'm available, or I have to book a holiday. So yeah, it's going to be a good while until I can reappear on London Bridge Bricks, because basically I just have to get another holiday in. But yes, it was a very good time, very very fun time. Both of my appearances, I was able to showcase some of my Lego train models, and I think I've kind of backed myself into a corner where um, he wants to see more. So like, no, great, I got to get loads more out, which isn't a bad thing, but it's just making sure I can get the camera to kind of focus correctly. I bought the Santa Fe carriages I still have sealed in that tent at Windsor. You have Santa Fe coaches sealed. You are sending me pictures of those boxes on Discord right the fuck now. Just send me the pictures. That's all I just want to see the box. That's all it is. Show me. Come on. You said it now. You can't not do this. Just take a picture of the boxes. Show them me on Discord. I remember. Oh, that actually reminds me. I remember years ago when I was much younger, where I saw the Santa Fe Super Chief set on eBay, and there was a few days left for the auction. And this was way before I was able to kind of bid properly, because I was, how old was I when this happened? Mid teenage years, maybe mid teenage years. I don't remember. This was such a long time ago. But basically, I didn't know how to do bid sniping, so I put in a number close to my maximum bid. But because there was a few days left in the auction, I was there all confident. Yeah, I'm gonna get this set. It's gonna be so cool. And then the last minute takes place, and the price, the bid just skyrockets, and there's just young me nearly, on the verge of crying basically because I missed out on this super cool set. Oh well. Can't have a train guy on flexing trains and the trains are not running. Bad form not having them up and running. Well, the problem with that is I could get a layout together, like, well, a looper track, I should say. I can get them running, but the thing is, I'd have to be a bit careful with what I get out. I don't want to get everything out because I've got so much. The problem is, if I'm not careful, I'm basically going to take over the stream as well. Literally, it could go. Let me restart that. I've done two streams where I had a small layout open here, and those streams were dedicated just to see some trains run around the loop. It was really fun, very cool, but my streams are only about an hour long, and time flies when you're watching a few trains do a few laps, because there's moments where you want the trains to stop, you want to talk with chat for a bit, you need to get one train off the tracks to get another one on the loop and get that going. That consumes a lot of time. So if I'm going to have 3 hours, that's going to feel like a normal day, but by the time that's finished, the stream will finish. So, it's, again, not impossible, but measures are in place. Okay, I need to dig them out. BRB going searching larger boxes. Oh, he's gonna get them. You don't have to worry about showing them to me kind of like here and now, but I don't know, later on tonight maybe, if you are able to find them, just get a picture. I love those coaches as well because they were like kind of, I don't know, when did Creator when did Lego Creator first come out? Because Lego Creator, I think, was originally a 3-in-1. Also, I still have Bricklink open. Let's see how expensive those coaches are now. So basically, the Creator, like these Santa Fe coaches, were kind of a 2-in-1 or 3-in-1. So Santa Fe cars sets 1, mail or baggage car. Santa Fe cars sets 2, dining, observation or sleeping car. So you could buy 2 of the first, 3 of the other, and you have 5 individual coaches for this dedicated express, which is really good. Part of the My Own Creations, My Own Train series. Really? So I didn't know that. Oh, but those are some pretty high numbers. Okay. So for the first set, 25 available. The very first is just over £200. Parts in excellent condition. Okie doke. Is there any sealed? The first sealed one from Australia for £250. 256, 290, 312, going up rather crazily. Any UK stores? Any UK stores? No, mostly through Europe and a couple of US stores, but god damn, they are crazy expensive. Designed by Athol James Mathis. For set 2, only 13 available. The very first one, okay, that's not what I thought that was for a second. I misread the number, then I misread the contents. So just bag 1. What is the point of even that? And he wants 57 quid for it. Store in Brazil. The next one, properly, by the same guy? Yeah, looks like, yeah, same guy. £214 for this one as well. Why are they so expensive? Oh, man. The thing is, a set only really has this kind of value if they're sought after. These coaches are still very much sought after. I haven't really been curious to kind of look online to kind of go for any of these, but even then, just seeing at these prices, like, oh, it's so ridiculous. But at the same time, you look at the set itself and you go, oh man, I really want one. Oh man, you know. It's a shame I'm too young to be able to have any of these. I do believe one day we will inevitably get a new line of train sets and we can get some dedicated coaches to these sort of similar standard in the sense like these Santa Fe coaches where they're 2-in-1s, 3-in-1s, and you can turn them into whatever kind of coach you want. But that's still going to be years away. Such a shame, you know. What about the Super Chief? Limited edition sets, not limited edition. Yeah, let's have a look at them too. Why not? You know, we got a few. There's only a few minutes left in the stream, so let's just round things off with some more Santa Fe shopping. So the not limited edition set, the same Canada store again with the who had the first listing. Parts in excellent condition. Yep, for another £205. The not limited edition first sealed one, store in Germany for £310. That's probably the price my eBay listing from a decade or two ago went to. 350, 399, 402. No UK stores. Oh, there is a UK store. That's the £399 one. I say. Now, how about that limited edition one? Which I think comes with a golden brick or something? Straight away, the first one is £312. Sealed, the first sealed one from a different Canada store for £446. Oh boy, these are some big numbers. My bank account is yelling at me as we speak. Oh man, just crazy stuff. I can see them probably gonna take 15 minutes to remove the other boxes like my own train stuff. Ooh, TTX intermodal spotted. James, take pictures of everything train related there, okay? Just any of the sets that you're going through right now, if any of them are train related, get pictures of them, okay? That's what we're doing. Oh man, right, now would be a good time to actually end the stream. We are just about to hit 9 o'clock, but we have been going for a little over an hour. So I will end things here. So thank you all ever so much for tuning in, everyone. It's nice to be able to do one of these streams again. I've been away for a week because, of course, I was busy. Being on the London Bridge Brick stream last night was a lot of fun as well. I do hope to make a return there one day. But in the meantime, in the description, you can find links to my Discord server where you can chat with like-minded fans of Lego Trains and Nerf Blasters. Also, you will find links to my Instagram and Flickr pages. I have a lot of pictures to be posting online thanks to the recent events and shows I've been going to. So there's still a lot that needs to be posted, as well as videos going up on YouTube. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you're keeping an eye out on my community tab here on YouTube for polls and updates. Thank you all so much for watching. I shall see you all in the next episode. I've shown you the Santa Fe and Burlington Northern Santa Fe ones, right? No, you haven't. Even if you have, doesn't matter. Just pictures, more pictures, okay? All of them, all the pictures. That's all you need to do. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Great to be back streaming again. I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.